Oh, it's good to see you again.
Today's quests, Hunter or Mage Victory. For 40 gold, win 2 games with Hunter or Mage. I've got 0 of 2 of those. The second quest is 3 victories. For another 40 gold, win 3 games with any class. And we can see I've already got one of those already completed today. So these are kind of like your dailies that you can do in Hearthstone, which is pretty cool. I mean, you've got incentive to play games with different classes and just play games in general with these quests that earn you, considerable amounts of gold. So normally you have your collection of cards in Hearthstone. And with this collection, you can see here, this is kind of what I'm sporting here. It's not a very large collection overall, because I haven't been playing for very long. I haven't put any money into the game, and yes, this game is based off of microtransactions. Let's just do that. Let me go show you guys. So anyway, here's your library. What you do is you use this library of cards, and here, once you get to the neutral cards, you can kind of scroll through a lot of them. So you've got all these cards, and there's a ton more that you can actually earn. What you do is you use these cards, and you can build decks by hitting the new deck button, and you select which class that you want to make a deck for. So like if I wanted to make a mage deck, I would choose Jaina and hit mage, and then it only makes available to you mage cards and neutral cards. And from here you would, just put whatever cards you want in your deck, kind of go through, kind of try and devise a strategy. If I want a bunch of card draw, I would select a bunch of cards that let me do that. So like these engineers will let me draw cards when I play them. Actually, Jaina herself, the mage, has a good one for that, like Arcane Intellect. We want to put 2 of those in there if you're going for like a card draw kind of deck, so you go for card advantage against your opponent, which is what I tend to like to do sometimes. So anyway, yeah, you can eventually build a deck getting up to 30 cards here, and with that, let me go ahead and just hit done here, and do you want to finish it? What? You're 20 cards short of a full deck. Do you want to finish it automatically? If I hit yes, will it just fill in random cards? Wow, it's just going to fill out my deck with a bunch of random cards. That is weird. It put a whole bunch of 2 to cast cards in this deck. Alright, I'm going to name this deck and call it Random Kinda. LOL. I might try that deck at some point. I have no idea what's actually in this. I'm not going to take a really good, long, hard look at that list. I might try that at some point, but I'm not going to do that here. So that's how you build a deck in this game, and normally you would take one of those decks, hit play, and here you would select the deck that you want to use, hit the play button again, and it'll match you against an opponent that is supposedly of your skill. In this case, this is the league that I'm in, 2-star Platinum. Next medal will be 3-star Platinum, and it tries to match you against opponents in your league or of your skill level. One problem that I'm running into at this point, though, is that I haven't put a lot of money into the game, so I don't have a whole lot of cards, and so I'm running into opponents that are in 3-star Platinum or 2-star Platinum at this point, which I assume that's the league that they're in. I'm not 100% certain how the matchmaking works here, but I'm running into opponents who have already bought cards. Like I'm seeing people with gold cards or what have you, or maybe they've earned them after some significant play. I don't know, but I'm running into cards that I don't have, and I'm losing a lot of games because, well, not really a lot, but I find myself losing some games because my library is pretty much just the basic library of cards plus a few that I've earned. So I don't know. That's one thing that it does sort of incentivize you to buy cards from the store here. And that's kind of the point of this game, is to make these microtransactions so that Blizzard can make money off of it. This is a collectible card game, and there is always going to be a little bit of imbalance when it comes to collectible card games between players who have paid for really good cards versus players who have not. And of course, there's always the random element of drawing cards and things like that. But there is a lot of skill behind building a deck in this game, devising a strategy, and then implementing that strategy amidst the context of drawing one or few cards at a time, depending on how you want to play your deck. So there are so many different elements when it comes to this game that it's almost kind of crazy. But that's true of any card game, really, whether it's Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or whatever your card game of choice is. Maybe you play all of them, I don't know, but all those same elements also fit into Hearthstone. Now, a lot of people have said that this is pay to win. I don't know, maybe most card games are kind of pay to win, you gotta kind of think of it that way. I know that whenever I was playing Magic the Gathering back in the day, a significant deal of time ago, I know that I would actually strive to try and win cards, and if I ever got, like, $15, I remember I bought Ball Lightnings for $5 a piece for my red deck back then, and I really needed Ball Lightnings for my deck, because it was a burn deck. It was a red deck. I wanted it to be as fast as possible, and Ball Lightning was a really good card. But they were expensive because they were good. And that's kind of how this sort of thing works. You can't buy individual cards here in Hearthstone, though. You have to buy them in packs, as we can see. You can buy 1 pack, 2 pack for $2.99. 7 packs for $9.99. Of course, the 1 pack is 100 gold. I don't know if you don't have enough gold, if they charge you $1.99 for these. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can buy 15 all the way up to 40 packs here, and each one of these contains 5 cards. I think you're guaranteed at least 1 rare, but I'm not certain. Don't. Oh, contents per pack. 5 expert Hearthstone cards. At least 1 card will be rare or better. Alright, so that's true for any of these packs. So you can buy them for gold, and you can earn gold, as we saw earlier, through the dailies, or just by winning. So here's my quest log. There's 40 gold available for me to win today, and I think you also get 10 gold for every 3 wins you get regardless in this game. So as you keep playing and winning, you're going to earn more gold, and you can use that gold to buy cards. Or that's without having to put money into it, or of course you can just put money into it if you want to and just get a whole bunch of cards that way. It's totally up to you. Now, in any case, whether you want to see that as pay to win and that kind of turns you off, or whether you don't see that as pay to win and you recognize that that's the nature of card games, that's totally up to you to decide. This open packs tab would be where you would go to open up new packs, but I don't have any. Of course, they have a convenient link to the store there. So we'll just hit back. Is there a back button around here now? Where am I going? Oh, back. There it is. Alright, so there's that. But what I want to do with this 185 gold, instead of buying a pack of cards, I'm going to enter the arena, and that's what this video, or perhaps series of videos, I don't know how long this is going to take, so I might divide this up into individual games or what have you, but we'll see. But I'm going to enter for 150 gold into the arena and show you what this is like. Earlier I showed you, just a little bit ago, I showed you how to build a deck using your current library of cards, but that's not how it works in arena. I'm going to purchase my arena entry for 150 gold. I'm down to 35 now. Yes, mage is one of them. Oh wow, and priest. So these are currently my 2 favorite classes. I'm not sure which one I'll use. I guess I'll go mage. So whenever you enter the arena, 3 random classes are presented to you. You've got priest, paladin, or mage. Well, I've got priest, paladin, or mage. The 3 that you get may be completely different, but there will be 3 random classes for you to pick from, and you choose one. I'm going to choose mage, I guess. Although priest might actually have a bit of an advantage in arena because of his heal ability. If you get really good cards as a priest, then you'll probably dominate. If you get really bad cards as a priest, then you may still be able to hang on by playing your heal properly. As a mage, if you get really good cards, you're going to dominate. If you kind of botch it up a little bit and don't get really good selection, you may still be screwed as a mage. I don't know, but I'm kind of facing a difficult decision here. Paladin's kind of cool, but I don't have too much experience with it, which is why I'm not considering that as a choice. Let's do mage.
You asked for it.
Okay, so I'm going to choose mage. Now here, all of the cards in the game are available to you in the arena, but you don't know which card is coming next. You're going to choose 30 cards. Well, let's put it this way. You're going to choose 1 card out of 3 30 times to construct your deck. So it's kind of difficult to devise a strategy when you start out like this, because you just see this first card and you're like, okay, which one do I pick? See, I could pick a Murloc War Leader and think to myself, well, maybe I'll get more Murlocs down the line and can make a good Murloc deck with this, but you don't know if you're going to get the option for more Murlocs. So you usually want to pick somewhere down the middle card if you want to play it safe. I kind of like the Faceless Manipulator, so that's kind of cool. The Mountain Giant is cool too. That's a good late game card, but I'm going to start with the Faceless Manipulator. And then again, 3 to cast, 3/3. Actually, it still doesn't do very good. That's not very good if I don't have other Murlocs. So let's take this. So we can see I chose my first card. So now we get 3 more cards to choose from. I'm going to choose Fireball because, that's freaking awesome. And now we've got 3 more here. So do I want to go for a spell-type deck? If I do, then the Geomancer is the obvious pick. Mirror Image will provide a little bit of defense. Frostbolt tends to be very useful, though, whether it's early, mid, or late game, so I'll take Frostbolt. I do like the Spellbreaker because you can silence a minion when he comes out. Plus he's a creature, or he's a minion, so he can do more later on. But Stormwind Champion is great for the late game. But of course you need other minions to really make use of him. So I'm going to go for the Spellbreaker. The Water Elemental is nice because it's 4 to cast, 3/6. 6 health is nice. And you freeze any character damaged by this minion, so anything that attacks him or he attacks will be out of commission for at least a turn. But the Fairy Dragon is nice because it's 2 to cast, 3/2, and can't be targeted. by spells or hero powers. It has to be fought in combat. Or taken out with some sort of AoE spell. But I think between these two, I want the Water Elemental because it's hard to deal with 6 health. We get a chance at another mirror image here. The Omni Berserker's kind of cool. If I pick him and then ping him with my Fireball, or my, was it Fire Blast? Yeah, if I ping him with Fire Blast, he'll become stronger. Let's take him. Cone of Cold is very nice. Now, like I was saying, every card is available to you in the game here. You're not limited by what's in your library. So what this means is everybody who enters the arena, and you're only going to be playing against other players who are entering the arena at this point, starts off on equal footing. So you don't have to have a very large library to compete and be and do well in the arena because you went through this same process as everyone else did. So that keeps things on even footing in the arena. So in this way, it's definitely not pay to win. Cone of Cold, Frostwolf Warlord. I tend to favor minions over spells, but spells are very useful. How many minions do I have here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. But Cone of Cold can buy me some time. This is a good little 1-drop, but yeah. We'll take the Brewmaster instead. Stealth minions are cool. I like the Mana Worm. Because it's 1 to cast 1/3. That's a very strong first turn drop. Mind Control is good if your opponent is playing a lot of creatures as well. This is the Mind Control tech, not actually Mind Control. The Mana Addict is pretty cool. But it's a 2 to cast and can be dealt with fairly easily. Counterspell is a little bit tricky. It kind of makes things a little bit difficult for your opponent to play against, so I'm kind of tempted to pick one of those up. And here's my current mana curve there. Yeah, I could use another 3 to cast. Ooh, the Priestess of Elune is nice. The Mage doesn't have a lot to heal herself, so... And a 6 to cast would be good to have. Polymorph, this is... Oh, Polymorph or Flame Strike. I want Flame Strike because it's really good. The Shattered Stone Cleric is fun too. 3 to cast, 3/3, plus you give another minion +1/+1. That's a good value card right there. But a 5 to cast 5/5 Stealth is also very cool. Let's do this. Dark Iron Dwarf is very good. I really like Novice Engineers. I've got a lot of 4 to casts already, so let's pick this up. Frostbolt is good. I also like Mirror Entity, that is fun too. Let's do... I also like creature removal. Creature removal is very important. Having board control is very important. And this helps with that as well, so let's do that. Ice Lance could be fun. See, this is another Murloc, but we're already 15 cards in, so picking that Warlord up at the front, or whatever the first Murloc was, wouldn't have been a very good idea, because we didn't have very many options for Murlocs until now. All of these are kind of bad. I guess a 2 to cast Taunt. Two to cast 3/2. That's kind of what you can think of this as, because you summon a 1/1 Murloc Scout when he comes out. So 2 to cast 3/2? It's okay. It's 2 creatures worth. Freezing a character could be valuable because it could buy some time. Ooh. The Ethereal Arcanist could be cool, but I've only got 2 secrets. The Violet Teacher is great for a mage deck. 4 to cast 3/5, and as soon as you cast spells, it summons more creatures. Yeah. Secret Keeper, I've only got 2 secrets, otherwise she would be good here. Wow, how does her neck do that? Look at that art. It's like they just wanted to show her ass, and so they made her like this, but their neck, like... Yarr! It's like, okay, what can we make the what's the most appealing way we can draw this character? They said, what if we show some ass, some side boob, and her face? You know, those are all the key features of a good-looking elf, right? Yeah, let's do that. So, that's just... I feel sorry for her, actually. That doesn't look comfortable at all. Vaporize. There's another secret. Another violet teacher would be kind of cool. So now, we're looking at a third secret for the deck, but no. Like I said, I tend to prefer minions when I can. If the choice is between a minion and something else, I tend to edge toward the minion. I like card draw. Card draw is fun. Pick up another mana worm to try and hopefully secure one on the first turn. Arcane Explosion's really good, and these other two aren't really. Oh, there's more Murlocs. I like the Stormpike Commando. We're gonna need some 5 to casts here, so... Oh, I like this secret, though. That adds a lot of durability to the mage. But I like to be aggressive. Another card draw right here. Wow, these are all... Actually, this one's not bad. The Chillwind Yeti's not bad. Another Frostbolt. How many of those do I have? What are those? 2 to cast? I only have one of those. We have 4 cards left, so this one plus 3 more. I think Frostbolt. Just for removal. Mirror Image for a little bit of defense. Yeah. The Wolf Rider is fun. He's kind of like a 3 to cast, 3 damage, though. Because he either dies the turn he comes out or the turn after, usually. The 5/5 stealth is cool. Ooh, 7/5 assassin with stealth? Yeah. Okay. So I'm okay with this curve. So here's our deck. This is what we constructed here. And now you just hit play and get into your first game. So let's do that. So now you're only going up against opponents who have also done this. Who have selected a class and then chose 1 card at a time out of 3 cards with each choice. And they also had the entire library of cards available to them, but only in increments of 3. So let's see what we get teamed up against, or matched up against.
Jaina versus Jaina.
Another mage.
You asked for it. My magic will tear you apart.
I go first. I'm kind of liking this start a little bit. We'll drop that. Hopefully get something lower to cast. That's a little bit lower. Now let's hope we draw one of those mana worms.
Hello. Hello.
Say hello to my opponent here. Can't do anything here. Now going first it always feels like a little bit of a disadvantage. I feel like going second is tremendously better in this game. So he drops a Goldshire Footman. Now he's looking at more cards, but he can't really do anything because he's got no mana, unless he wants to coin and then cast something. Okay, so now we've got some 2 to casts. I could Frostbolt right there and take that out. But I think instead I'm just going to ping it with this and then ping it again next turn. Perhaps. Yeah, let's hope I draw a 1 to cast next turn so I can ping and then drop like a mana worm or something. Well, he got a mana worm in his opening hand, so... He's got 2 mana worms in his opening hand, so that's cool. Jeez. So I'm starting off with a pretty bad draw. Well, let's go ahead and take this out. These are going to be tough to take out this early on because they've got 3 health. Violet Teacher's got 5, though. So she'll be a significant threat to these 2, and hopefully he won't have anything that deals a lot of damage on turn 4. So here's his coin. They're getting stronger. Wow!
Well played.
I don't even think I got an option for the Defender of Argus kind of thing. Mirror Image would probably help here. You know what? I should cast her. I can't. I can't cast her and Mirror Image at the same time.
What to do? What to do?
I think I'll draw. That'll help. But of course I've got to get there. So let's put up a couple of taunt minions. I've got to get to turn 7 so I can use Flame Strike, which will wipe out this board. And I think there I'll be able to actually get a leg up on my opponent, because I've got a larger hand at this point, and bigger creatures. I'm okay with that. So now he's got to get through my taunt minions before he can damage me. And now, take 3 damage. So I'm already 10 points down. But I might be able to catch up. I've still got to get through 2 turns though, in order to get to Flame Strike. I've got to start killing stuff. So let's use Frostbolt. I've got 2 of them out. Was that just a battle cry? It was a battle cry. So taking him out, it's not going to remove their ability.
What to do?
Alright, so what I can do is I can Frostbolt this to kill it. Then I can... I guess a Frost... Okay, I'll go ahead and freeze this. Like that. And then freeze this one as well.
Job's done.
That way I'll hopefully only take 3 damage next turn. I've got to make it next turn and then the turn after that before I can get Flame Strike out.
Secrets.
And I'm going to take a lot of damage next turn. Okay, I can deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, but that's not going to do me any good. I should play a minion of my own. 5 to cast. If I bring out the Ogre, maybe he'll trade against it. That's kind of my only hope. Well, I can do this, actually. Yeah, because the Violet Teacher is going to be a threat. He'll trade against this, definitely.
Pay attention, class.
Deal 1 damage to everything and summon a... What is this, an apprentice? Yeah. So now he's definitely going to hit that. Hopefully he doesn't do it with a spell. Hopefully he'll try and trade something against it. She's got 5 health, so... Okay, there's an Arcane Explosion. He's hitting me, dang it. I think I lost. I don't think I can do anything here. Here's Flame Strike.
I am ready to learn.
Okay.
Well played.
Instruction begin.
Job's done.
Yeah. She says well played, but I've got 1 hit point, so she can just ping me with that.
Well played.
Or he can, whatever. There it is. Boom, dead. Arcane missiles. Wow.
Well played. Well played.
It's good to give your opponent a well played. Even when you're losing. So, the whole point of Arena is to get as many wins as you can before you accumulate 3 losses. So there's my first loss. So let's see if we can get some of these wins. The more wins you get before you accumulate 3 losses, the greater your reward is at the end of the Arena match. And there's a reward no matter what your score ends up being. But the reward is better if you get, let's say, over 5 wins, because between 5 and 7 wins is when you'll get your money back. You're guaranteed to get your gold back if you get 7 wins before you get 3 losses, and you can get a maximum of 9 wins. So once you reach 9 wins or 3 losses, you're done with the Arena. So let's get back in there and see if we can get matched up against somebody who's not a mage with a better deck than mine.